All right, there we go. We are live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. And yes, you're seeing a consecutive back-to-back days of comic book unboxings, like I've been trying to say. I'm trying to get back to some form of normalcy. So you're going to see a lot more videos and a lot more comic videos, which I'm sure most of you, that's the reason why you're here. So I always want to start out by welcoming each and every person. Comic Addiction, you seem to always be first, so welcome. Always good to see you. And I got a special guest star that I want to share with everybody. And while I'm waiting, I want to make sure I tell everybody that I am still selling some of my comics. So make sure you check the link that I just put in the live chat. It's also in the description. So you can check that out. And there's also a link to the cashback program. If you sign up for it by clicking on the link and spend $25 or more within the first 90 days, you will get an additional $10 cash back, and I get a one-time referral fee, so it does help my channel. And I got a Bronze Age Mega Key book I want to share with you, but first, I just wanted to make sure enough people came in, and let me show my guest star. Give me a second. Alright. Sorry about that. Alright, so let me first welcome everybody that's here. Florence is here, welcome. George is here, Darth Bleak is here, Michael is here. Alright, so let me put on the camera so you can see. There we go, Felix is here. Alright, so we have a new addition to our family. This is Buddy. And we have a couple of stray cats outside. And he was one of them. He has a brother and a sister, a mother and an aunt. And for the past couple of months, we've been feeding them all. And Buddy is the only one. After I feed them all, they basically all leave. Buddy stays. He purrs. He sits on my lap and everything. And we found recently... not very limble. We found recently he would be sleeping on our front porch right by our door. And we basically just decided, I mean, I wish we could take them all in, but we already have two of our own cats. And we decided today that we're going to bring him in, and we got to take him to the vet. You know, he's got some eye irritations, and we got to make sure any kind of flea problem or anything, we got to make sure we take care of that right away. So the other cats are not too thrilled with it. You know, if you own cats, if you introduce another cat, at first they're not going to be thrilled about it. But they'll get used to it. So we have a new cat. He's been kind of laying with me all day. So we're still feeding the outside cats. I feed them 4 times a day. I buy a whole bunch of food for the outside cats. So I want to make sure they're all taken care of. The good thing about being in Florida is we'll never have to worry about any of them freezing to death. Like I said, I wish I could take them all, but excuse me. 7 cats might be a little too much. So Buddy was the one that always stayed after they all got fed. He was sleeping on the front stoop by our door, and we just decided today that we're going to bring him in. And let me show you him really quick, and then I'll do the unboxing. So he's getting used to everything. He's literally only been in the house for about 5 hours. But this, ladies and gentlemen, this is Buddy. He's only a couple of months old. He's a sweetheart. And we finally decided that we wanted to take him in. We got to help him out. And we're still taking care of the other cats outside, but unfortunately we can't take them all in. I wish we could. So he's going to be hopefully in some more videos at times. I'll let him get used to things, but I wanted to show everybody. But let's get into the unboxing. I'm sure that's why most of you are here. Very big packaging. I asked them, like I always tell people, don't always assume that sellers know what they're doing or care to know what they're doing. So I always say, please put it in a box. I explain why. I don't want them to bend. So they were kind enough to put some do not bend stickers. This definitely would not fit in a P.O. box. So good job with that. And it opens up like a book. So this is a Bronze Age key. It's a book this is probably my 5th or 6th copy of this book. So if you've been watching my channel and you think you might have an idea of what it is, feel free to make a guess. And of course, I always mention the prices. And got a really good deal on this book. And that's another thing I tell people. Always wait for deals. Even if it's a book that you don't see very often. Even if it's a book that is something you really want. If it's not the deal you're willing to pay, skip it. Because trust me, I still, like I said the other day, if you didn't see it, I have a Grail coming. It's the first time I ever owned the book. And it's something I've wanted for a long time. But the prices were ridiculously high, and I just didn't want to spend it. And the one that I got, they had that one listed for about $1,500, and I was able to get it down a couple of $100 by making deals. So it always pays to make deals. So this looks pretty good. There's a little damage on the bottom, but overall it looks like, I don't know if that's tape, but it doesn't really matter to me. But overall, for the price I paid, I can't complain. So, Jerry says, what do you think about top loaders for raw comics? I wouldn't do it because then you're letting the environment get into it. Now, you could put it in a bag and board and put it in a top loader, but I would not put raw comics in there because of the fact that bugs can get in, weather can get in, anything can get in. So, I definitely would not recommend that. Let me see. Got a question linking... Oh, Comic Addiction just did a super chat, so thank you for that. He says, you're a good man, Chris, very selfless, and I thank you for all the advice and helping with my questions. I'm always glad when I can, so thank you for that. I appreciate that, and it's my pleasure, and I hope your son is doing well. And I hope the comics that I sent him will help him out one day. And always a pleasure talking to good people. So let me just read his... Jerry's comment. So, Comic Addiction, thank you for that. Let me see. And they were talking, somebody's talking about a cat having cancer, and I'm sorry to hear that. I have a video that I made here a couple of months ago about animals. Do not feed them dry food. If you own any kind of animal, do not feed them dry food. It's what gives them heart disease, diabetes, liver problems, kidney problems. Trust me, we found it the hard way when we lost Luna. So please check out that video. I know it's not a comic video, but it'll help you if you own pets. So let me show the comic, because that's why you guys are ultimately here. And we have Amazing Spider-Man number 129. First appearance, of course, of the Jackal and the Punisher. This is in really good condition. It has a little bit of like a stain right over here. It might be harder to see. There we go. A little bit of a stain. And on the bottom, looks like there might be tape. But for the price I paid for this, I can't really complain. So it looks like there's a little bit of a wrinkling, but a pressing could absolutely fix this book. This is a good book to get now because, yes, the show got canceled, but that was about 1.5 years ago. They are rumoring to bring him back. And as a matter of fact, the John Berthenol or Berthathol, or the guy who played the Punisher, who was also in The Walking Dead, they're rumored to have him come back. So whether it happens or not, who knows? But the contract they had with Netflix is, if any show got canceled, Marvel or DC definitely can't use them, but Marvel and Disney could not use their characters like Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and Punisher for 2 years. It's getting close to 2 years, and they've already said they were interested in having the Punisher come back, and they're going to be starting to intermix the TV shows and the comic book characters from the movies. Again, whether that happens or not remains to be seen, but who wouldn't love to see Punisher in an Amazing Spider-Man movie? I sure would, and if they brought back the TV show, I'd be happy with that too. So the good thing is, because of the fact that they canceled the TV show, and enough time has gone by, there's that lull period that I've mentioned many a time. The price goes down a little bit, but key books do not stay down. To me, in my opinion, this is a good time, especially this time of year, right before Christmas, if you have a little bit extra money. I was able to get approved for a couple of credit cards for some of these books, and I got 14 months to pay for them. So that's how I'm able to get some of these books right now. But if you can get books right around the Christmas time. There's a lot of people selling them because maybe they want to buy extra, Christmas presents for their family. Doesn't mean they're desperate. It just means, hey, you know what? I got a book I'm not reading anymore, or I have dozens of copies of. I could make a little extra money, buy my wife or spouse or friend or family member something really nice, or buy themselves something nice. So don't assume that everybody has a hardship, but you can get some really good deals on these books. So I would say by looking at this, after a pressing, this would probably be about a 4.5 to 5.5 range. So roughly about a mid-grade book. But as you can see, it presents really well. Now, of course, I will have to check the back of the book, and I will have to check the inside, and I make sure I tell people all the time, if you get comics, please don't assume that what you're even shown is actually going to be in the book, because I have a story one time of buying a Incredible Hulk 180, which is the first cameo appearance of Wolverine, and they showed a picture of the value stamp. I opened it up to check, and the value stamp was not there. So be very careful. Make sure you check your books to make sure everything's in there, because ultimately you're the one that will end up paying the price if you didn't check. So please make sure you do that. So also make sure, guys, you stick around, because I'm about to do the surprise subscriber shout out. If you're in the Florida area, as you could see on the screen, I currently on weekends, and I'll be there this Saturday, I'm in a place called the Wagon Wheel Flea Market, Booth N50, that's in Pinellas Park. And I've actually heard radio stations call it Pinellas Park here, so I'll assume it's either Pinellas or Pinellas, depending on, I guess, the area that you want to pronounce it. So either one's technically right. But the price I paid for this with shipping and handling was only $290. So for a mid-grade Amazing Spider-Man number 129, that's a real good price for that book. So is it because it's this time of year, or is it because I get good deals? Could be a little bit of both. Keep hunting for your books. Don't ever discourage yourself. I mean, I've gone through a lot. I mean, you people saw if you've been watching. And Jerry, that's nice. He just did a super chat. He said, thanks for all you do for your selflessness for the community. And that's really nice of you. And that shows that you guys are selfless as well. I really appreciate that. And that money will go towards helping the cat. And you can see right now, he is resting right over there. So he's already making himself at home. So we already love him. And like I said, his mother and his siblings have been coming to our house. The mother a little bit longer, but the babies, once they got big enough to where they trusted people. The other two kittens, they still don't really trust humans. So that's why we couldn't. And plus, having more than 3 cats would just be too much. So like I said, I would love to take them all in, but Buddy would constantly stay with me after they got fed, sit on my lap, start purring, and then he started sleeping at the front door by the stoop, and we just decided it was time to bring him in and let him be part of the family. So another stray cat. Seems we can't get away from them, but you know what? They're coming to a right home because they probably eat better than I do. So his food has definitely been upgraded. He'll be spoiled in a matter of no time. Just got to get used to the other cats because they're not thrilled about it. But there you go. There's the book, Amazing Spider-Man number 129. This is like my 5th or 6th copy. I will eventually get this one graded. Paid a grand total with shipping and handling of only $290. That's really... And Jerry says, wow, that's a 0.5 price. So it shows this book right now is being forgotten, but it will not stay that way. It could be because it's right around Christmas time and most people are not spending money on themselves. It could be that I'm just one of those people that finds deals all the time. You may have to pass up 100 of these before you find the right one. So just be patient with it. Have fun with it. And remember, it's not the end of the world if you don't get something. Because like I said, I have a Grail coming that's supposedly coming tomorrow. But because I'll be at the flea market, who knows if they'll deliver it and I'll have to go pick it up on Monday. But if it does arrive tomorrow when I get back, I'll do a video on it on Sunday evening. So check that out. That's a book I've wanted for a couple years now. It was just way too expensive, even in super low grade. And I finally made a deal with somebody and got this book, well, we'll be getting this book for the first time, and I can't wait to share it with you. So it can take years. You got to be patient. And that's the problem with a lot of people when it comes to what I call the flavor of the month with new books. People want them because everybody else wants them. And then the price goes incredibly high. Then all of a sudden, people don't want them anymore, and the price goes down, but most of the time people don't want them. I mean, like, I'll take examples of people I've tried to warn and I got killed for it, like Naomi. Naomi #1. The first appearance of Weapon H. The first appearance, you know, you could say the Red Goblin. Cosmic Ghost Rider is one of the exceptions, but who knows if it will have long-lasting, you know, staying power. You can't go wrong with Golden Age, Silver Age, Copper Age, and Bronze Age key books. Copper Age to a lesser extent because there's not as many. But this, in my opinion, is the time to get books like this. What time of day did I get that one? Honestly, I don't remember. A lot of stuff is usually later at night. So I've made videos constantly, and there's Shy, everybody. I've constantly made videos telling people holidays are a great time. Late at night, early in the morning, like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. Because especially if you live on the East Coast, there's going to be... Oh, stop. Shy is not happy. He'll get used to it. He's like this. He was like this when Oregon was first introduced. He was like this when Luna was first introduced. So in a couple of days, they'll probably all be friends sleeping next to each other. But sometimes it's just luck. I've had some in the middle of the afternoon. The good thing is I don't have to work a lot. I do a lot of online stuff, businesses. I have my DJing, which is later on at night. So it gives me a lot more flexibility. But I keep saying, just keep checking. I have many tip videos on this channel on how to win on eBay, what to look for. But the key thing is waiting. Making sure if you're going to purchase something, it's something that you want. Now, that doesn't always guarantee that's what's going to happen. But if you are patient, you can usually get deals. And I've seen people do it. Horror Breakdown. You guys are awesome today. I really appreciate this. He did a super chat as well. He says, I found your... thick comic bag videos really useful, and I'm glad. I have a lot of tip videos that can help people, you know, improve their collection, improve how they store them, how they invest. Now, obviously, like I've said all the time, there is no wrong way to collect. So if you're collecting just because you love to read them, nothing wrong with that. But why spend more money when you don't have to? So a lot of it boils down to being smarter about how you use your money. Because, I mean, unless you have a trust fund or you won the lottery, most of us don't have millions of dollars to just throw around and just be able to, you know, get these books. I could have paid a lot more for this book. But like I've said, I'll always bide my time. And if I find a deal, that's when I go for it. If it's too good to be true, sometimes it may be. So you got to make sure also you check the sellers, you communicate with them. Make sure it's not one of those fake accounts from China. You got to learn stuff, and you also have to know the value. I knew when I got this book at $290 that I got a really good deal on it because I have a general idea of what the values of these books are. So the more you learn, the more you help yourself, and that's why I do videos like this. To some, it may just seem like just a guy opening a box and showing a comic, but it shows people what to look for, because if you see things over and over again, you start to memorize them, and this way, when you see it on eBay, you know when to pounce. So if you didn't see the video that I did yesterday of the comic that most people may not know about, and a lot of people in the comment section said they were not aware that comic even existed, it's good to watch these videos, so take advantage of it. I have 8,000 subscribers. My average views right now are roughly about 900. So, you know, you guys that are watching and taking advantage of that are going to learn things. The others, you know, they might have been turned off at the fact that I moved and I got sick and I started selling some comics and everything. You know, like they say, you can please some of the people all the time and all the people some of the time, but you can't please all the people all the time. I'm here to please those that want to be here. I appreciate you all being here. So let me do today's surprise subscriber shout out. If you want to hit subscribe, that's awesome. If you haven't already, please check out the links to my web store if you're interested in any of my comics or going for the cashback program. And today's surprise subscriber shout out will be Ronald Saunders, you are going to be today's surprise subscriber shout out. So if you're still here, make yourself known. To Horror Breakdown, Jerry P, and with also Comic Addiction for the Super Chats. That was really nice of you to do. Thank you so much. Let me post the link one last time. Don't forget to leave some comments. If you hit the like button, it's really appreciated. It helps my channel. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, we have a new addition, and he's already feeling him, you know, getting a little comfortable. So that is Buddy, our newest addition, addition. See, I'm so much into comics, I even call the animals by a comic term. Don't forget, guys, it's not you, it is not I, it's We Love Comics. Thanks for watching, everybody. Let me know what you thought, and thanks for being a part of my channel. Have a great day.